beautiful Gemini, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I will also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks you for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Gemini, this is a little bonus reading of what your guides want you to know, the message that they're trying to get towards you. And I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. Now, just to let you know, 6 planets are currently in retrograde, and that is influencing the time period. So you may feel a little bit frustrated, may feel a little bit deflated as well, as you try to push through the energy and move forward. But of course, retrogrades tend to make us feel like we're taking 2 steps forward and 4 steps back. Now, of course, we are moving into Libra season as of today. So that does mean that things are going to get a little bit easier, a little bit more balanced and harmonized, but you may feel a little bit more frustrated than usual as well. Now, in particular, what is influencing you are your 11th and 5th houses. Okay, so you're going to feel a little bit more creative than usual with that 5th house. It is about the pursuit of pleasure, creative pursuits as well. So you may feel a little bit more arty or connecting to hobbies that perhaps you haven't done for a while, or even new hobbies that you always felt like checking out or trying to take a class in. Also, we've got the 11th house, which is your hopes, dreams and wishes. So this is a time period of manifestation, very strong for you in particular. Also during this period you can connect to the more sensitive part of your chart, that longingness within you. So anything that you've been really trying to move ahead on, you may have felt it's almost like you may have felt the wind has been against you and you've been pushing against the energy. Well, you're actually going to move past that. Any blockages or any restrictions, you're actually going to forge a way, okay, to make things happen. Now, as I said, I'm going to get all of the cards first before I connect to an outcome. Your first card there is the Tower, my beautiful Gemini. Now, it's in a really positive position because the Tower in the position of the protagonist position is your personal power. You are changing. You're the one who's going to surprise or shock a lot of people, okay? If the Tower was in any other position, I'd be like, ooh, Gemini, there's some changes here. You may want to knuckle down and, you know, batten down the hatches. There's definitely a little bit of a crazy time forecast for you, but it's in your protagonist energy, which means you are activating the changes. You're coming unstuck. If you felt there has been some sort of resistance or stagnant energy, or you felt immobile in a situation, maybe even stalemate or uncertainty, know that things are sort of changing for you and you're taking some sort of leap of faith. There's a shocking kind of change here, but you are in control of it. So let us see what is coming for you in terms of the details. We've got the 5 of Cups. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? We've got double 5 here, 5 of Swords. Now, 5 is always the number of conflict or anxiety, worry. Oh, I'm just going to go get that card for you. We've also got the King of Swords. That is you, my beautiful Gemini. There's very strong Gemini energy there. Thinking before you act on something, getting the truth on something that perhaps you feel has been bothering you for a little while. We got the Temperance card. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? What do they need to know regarding their message? What is it you want them to be aware of? 9 of Pentacles. Okay. So let's start right at the very beginning. The first card here is the one who creates. So that definitely connects to the fifth house of creativity, the pursuit of pleasure, and really connecting to your talents. And you're really gifted, actually, my beautiful Gemini. I mean, you got the Magician card here. It's in the reverse position. If I had $1 for every time someone who is so creative and so talented, if I had $1 for every time the Magician card shows up in the resistance position, which means sometimes they doubt their abilities, then I'd be a very rich person, let's put it that way. But it's not all about money, of course. It's about helping people and connecting to energy. So we've got creativity, originality, spontaneity. Now, having the card of spontaneity and a tower indicates you are shaking things up a little bit in your world. So perhaps you've been thinking a long time about some sort of plan. You're thinking about doing something new or sort of revamping yourself, or even, how can I put that? Yeah, revamping. It could be a look, it could be your life, it could be your career, it could be the way you approach relationships. I definitely see you with the 5 of Cups here. Something you feel like you've lost out on, or something. There's been a catalyst here, and it's some sort of sadness or some sort of longing that has made you go, shake out of it. Let's just refocus, revamp, and not focus on the negative, okay? Because we've got the 5 of Cups, which is about difficulty or shortages. I feel like there's an energy here of you looking at how you've sacrificed a lot for a situation and you felt disappointed. Now that could be your energy you've sacrificed, it could be your time, it could be your love, and you feel things have not gone the way you envisaged, okay? So I feel like you are doing something very differently this time round. Also, I get this energy of you, if you're going through a heartbreak or some sort of loss or bereavement, I'm sending you a huge amount of hugs, my beautiful Gemini. So much love to you. You actually may feel called to, it's almost like purge your emotions or purge your feelings out onto something creative, whether it's a canvas, whether it's onto paper, because you are the sign of communication. You're a very good wordsmith. You are, you got the King of Swords here, so you can be compelled to write down your feelings or write things down, okay? Some of you may even start journaling during this period, or you may have just bought like a new journal and be like, you know what, I'm going to start writing stuff down. But I feel like you are marching to the beat of your own drum. You're setting your own pace as we move throughout the month. And you're not a people pleaser. You're the sort of person who do not conform unless you feel like, it is beneficial to your journey. Not that you are difficult, not that you are rebellious for the sake of being rebellious, like rebel without a cause. I feel like unless someone can sort of like highlight how things should be done differently and you kind of like naturally feel it's something positive, then you may embrace change in that way. But I actually get you sort of expressing yourself fully, really charged up to shake up your life in some way. So if, for example, you've been feeling like you lack excitement, or you lack balance, or you lack harmony or spontaneity or fun, you are going to change things up. You're going to change your strategy, your schedule, in order to create that balance, in order to mix things up a little bit. I mean, you've got the Temperance card. The Temperance card is about blending. It's about mixing. It's about all the ingredients coming together to make something really, really powerful, okay? And it's actually quite a magical time for you, because I really feel like there's a radical change, okay? So some of you may decide to embrace a new career, or some of you may actually see that you're very talented in some area, but you haven't believed it for a long time, and you may pick up like a hobby or something you enjoyed doing, and maybe even learn a little bit more about it, perhaps put yourself on a course of learning, and then I feel like it brings in a lot of financial stability. Now, of course, because of your houses, the 5th and the 11th, you're not really focused 100% on finances, okay? But because we got the 9 of Pentacles here, I feel some of your focus is connected to you being financially sufficient, shall we say, someone who is very independent. Some of you may be planning to go independent. Some of you may leave your workspace suddenly and shock a lot of people, shock your family, friends, and say, you know what, I'm setting up my own business on my own. I got it all going on. I got a plan and I'm sticking to it. But so I definitely see you shocking people. Okay, the Tower energy is just that. It means things have got really stagnant. And Gemini, you are a sign of duality. Okay, whenever you're one thing or another for too long, things get a little bit antsy. So that's why you've got that element of, you know, duality, because you can dip into either side. You know, you like to experience that variety because, of course, I know it's a cliched saying, but variety is the spice of life. Now, this is a Scorpio Aries card, and it is about shaking things up. The Tower is about demolition. Okay, so it can mean that something has become so mundane, a routine, a cycle. It's become really repetitive that you feel like you're going round and round and round in circles. Whether it's a career that you've been in for a long time and you feel like you're unstretched and you've hit a glass ceiling, whether it's a relationship or a situationship that you feel has a pattern, it's broken down and you feel like it's not moving forward, it's stagnant. This is about breaking things apart so that you can liberate yourself from the hold it has on you, okay? To make things a little bit more interesting, a little bit more energized. The Tower basically represents a prison type energy where you feel stuck, where you same old, different day, same old rubbish, you know, that sort of thing. And it feels like sudden change is upon you. Now, for some, it may seem like it's chaotic, but for you, I feel like it's very empowering. I actually feel like it's a liberation. It's a sudden shock, a breakdown of a narrative that perhaps has kept you stuck. So, you know, if it's that you felt like you're not getting out there, enjoying yourself, meeting new people, suddenly you may revamp your schedule to get out there and meet new people. Some of you may actually see that you've got a talent or a gift or a hobby that you can make money from and you can set up your own business. Suddenly, it's just happening, okay? So this is a time period where we also have that wonderful, crazy planet Uranus. Now, Uranus brings change. It brings shocking change. And because we got the Tower there, you are literally piggybacking off the energy of that Uranus influence where you're going, yep, I'm making some shocking changes in my world. It could also be that suddenly you decide to have like a new diet that is going to yield really good results, something you haven't tried for a while. The Tower is like surprise. So I feel like you are going to surprise a lot of people. Okay, the one who creates creativity, originality, spontaneity. Now also, the Tower energy right now is giving me this. It's like taking something away in order for something better to replace it. Okay, so it could be an old, outdated set of beliefs. It could be you're responding differently to challenging situations. I just get this energy of you taking a leap of faith and doing you. Now, some of you, I have to be like honest, I'm getting like true chills here. Some of you are very worldwide, shall we say, you know, being the sign of air and being a sign of duality, you like to be very knowledgeable. You have a lot of, you know, powerful brain activity and you're absorbing news and information all of the time. And you are a sign that likes to be very well informed. So I get this energy that some of you may be looking at world events and anticipating like a crash or something like that. Because the Five of Cups is like, how do I remain in balance? How do I feel? It's almost like, how do I guard myself against loss? How do I make sure I'm secure in a time period where there is economic anxiety or economic change? So I feel some of you may be actually feeling that influence right now and being, you know, trying to be fluid, flexible, so that you can put yourself in a really good position to weather a storm. Now, you know, even the best economic minds have predicted certain things, you know, and I'm not economically minded, of course, but I can feel the energy and I know that there is tension energy coming. You know, Virgo energy brings radical changes, restrictions energy. You know, Uranus brings shocks. Anything that sort of starts to become tense in Virgo season tends to have like a catalyst or a combustion moment in Scorpio. Okay, so these next couple of months there is worldly energy for the collective where tensions raise. But remember, I keep getting this energy that it gets a little bit worse before it gets better. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, okay? So you may be somebody who is looking, observing the time period we're living in, and almost like trying to find a creative solution to a potential combustion moment. Okay, so that's what I keep getting, and that's, some signs are stronger than others in this area, but you're definitely a sign that's picking up on this energy. So I don't really want to talk too much about worldly events because that's not what my readings tend to be about. But whatever it is you're thinking about, I just want you to know, my beautiful Gemini, you're actually putting yourself in a really good position. The Emperor, the King of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. Some of you are going to get some really good advice, or have been given some good advice that you're going to use. Some of you are using your intuition, but the Emperor indicates you're working really hard to perhaps even take your own advice, your own hunches, your own intuition, to put yourself, Nine of Pentacles, in a very secure position, being disciplined, being self-reliant, financially holding on to your finances and building financial gain, because this is the Nine of Pentacles is a card of attracting more wealth and being very resourceful with it, being able to save a little. So if you felt like you spent a little bit too much last month, I see you actually, refocusing your attention to your finances and actually making sure that you put yourself in a really good position. Okay, now that aside, let's get to the energy. Five of Cups, well, the other energy, because I've got a couple of energies popping through here. Five of Cups is a card of well, I'm getting two energies of this one. Five of Cups is a card of feeling a little bit like you're longing for something that you do not have, or things that have not gone well in your world. Five of Cups can be a card of sometimes seeing where we feel like we lack. You may have been going through some sort of difficulties, or you may have noticed shortages around you and things like that. So I really feel with that energy, the Temperance card, I feel like you're trying to have compassion with yourself. I feel like you're trying to temper or moderate the way you approach things or use things. So, because I just get this energy of saving coming through. I mean, everybody should be kind of like looking at that if possible. I know some of us are living day to day, so just it depends on your circumstances. I just get this energy of you like experiencing something that perhaps has been taken from you suddenly, perhaps as well. There's an energy like some of you, before you even come to this reading, because I'm picking up on many different energies all at once, and majority energy I've got is this sort of longingness for something that perhaps you haven't quite achieved yet, that you've been patiently waiting or patiently trying to create. Okay, something that you may find like a shocking new way to do it, or suddenly an easier route becomes available. Because the Tower energy, you felt pretty stuck, and you've just been going round and round in circles. You may have felt like you've been having that energy of taking 2 steps forward and 4 steps back. And suddenly we have to realize with the Five of Cups, we need to let go of the things that are just not working in order to allow something that is going to work for you to come on in. Okay, doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're finding a more efficient way to get to what you want. Okay, because the Five of Cups is because he was big Eye of Horus there. So I feel like suddenly you see, and there's like a victory wreath right there. Suddenly you see how to get to what you want in a different way. It's almost like in a different light. The Tower can be like a sudden epiphany, a sudden realization. Okay, now I've got to be honest with my beautiful Geminis. Some of you may be coming to this reading after just losing your jobs. If you haven't lost your job already, then I don't want you to be scared saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my job. Okay, it's an energy that's already coming to the reading. So you may be, for example, looking for a new opportunity. Just to let you know that there is something that you're thinking about. You may even set up on your own. There's something you're thinking about or planning. Perhaps you're going to be talking to somebody who works in an establishment that you really want to work with or collaborate with. There's definitely an opportunity coming your way to make money. So I feel there's financial gain here. So if you have lost your job, or you lost your job in a very shocking circumstance, know that there is an opportunity coming on in for you. Okay, I want you to be aware of that. Also, whatever is meant for you will never pass you by. But also, the Tower energy can be suddenly, because I'm getting another energy here, suddenly something that you thought was a given is taken away. But it is replaced with something better, because the Tower is always like a major transformation that is positive. You know, the Tower can sometimes as well mean, you know, keep your eyes peeled for change. But because this is your protagonist energy, I feel like you are feeling it's time for change. You need to change something up. It's time to let go of the things that you felt were not for you. It's time to sort of stop grieving the situations that you feel have not gone your way. It's time to sort of recalibrate and rebalance, especially since you got the Temperance card here, which is all about harmony, coming back into equilibrium to find that midway point. But I really actually feel like you're mixing things up. And as you're mixing things up, you'll know what is meant to continue with you on your journey and what is meant to be left behind. So for example, if you are reaching for a new career, or you're believing in your talents and trusting that you are really gifted, because that's what you are, my beautiful Gemini, you may be reaching for a new opportunity, and you are deciding that instead of, you know, looking at what you lack in terms of your talent, or you feeling doubt about yourself, you're actually going to embrace all that you're good at, and you're going to release negative thoughts, negative thinking, or you're going to let go of an outdated way of responding to situations so that you can move forward, make progress. It can also be if you lost a relationship. You may be, you know, going through the grieving process, and I mean, that's okay. The body has to grieve the way it's meant to. So if we feel like we've experienced a loss, it's about tempering the energy, noticing that sometimes we will have major moments of sorrow, and then suddenly we feel calm again and in control of our emotions, and we're in moderation, and we feel like we've got over the worst, and then all of a sudden we're swamped with emotion again. The body will always take its time. Even if you feel like you're on a schedule, my beautiful Gemini, the body is going to grieve in ways that sometimes we cannot imagine, okay? Many years ago, when I had a major loss in my life, you know, there were months and months, years afterwards, suddenly I would just break down because it overwhelmed. I wouldn't even be thinking of the thing. And it was, oh, they just indicated that the candle has gone out. Now I can only read with the light, so I'm going to go and get that. So perhaps you feel like, you know, you are literally like snuffing out a light on something that just doesn't deserve attention anymore. Or you feel like you're disconnecting from something that you just don't have the energy for anymore, okay? Because the Five of Cups is like something has made you feel like you're left out in the cold, or you've been abandoned, and you're just like you're not dealing with it anymore. You're not giving it any more energy. So I'm just going to go and get another candle. One moment, please. Sorry about that, my beautiful Gemini. I actually looked in the candle and there's loads of wax in there left. So I'm not really sure why the candle just went out, but it's definitely a sign that something needs to change, and that, you know, you are moving on from something that has been difficult. And I feel like it's almost like you are refinding your energy, or rejuvenating yourself, revamping yourself. There's definitely this, you mixing things up to make something better, okay? Now, we've got the One who yearns. There's that longing that I was feeling, okay? There's that longing energy. And it says here, yearn, longing, pine for. It actually says longing. I didn't even see that. Obviously, you can't see my eyes, so you can't really know whether I truly saw it or not, but you're going to have to trust me on that, I'm afraid. But I just, you know, I didn't see the longingness. I just felt it, this yearning, okay? And there's something here that perhaps you feel you've tried to accomplish or tried to connect to for a long time, and it's always been elusive. Whether it's a high-level commitment relationship, whether it's a career opportunity, it just feels like you're taking a different and more maverick approach to it. Okay, because we've got the Hierophant here as well. The Hierophant in this position is about rebellion. It's about disobedience. It's about, no, I'm not going to do what is usually done. I've done that and it doesn't work. So now I'm going to try a different route. And yes, it may shock a lot of people, but I'm actually doing things in my own unique way. And if you don't like it, that's your problem. Get out of the way. I'm moving forward. So I just feel this energy with the Hierophant of you trying to do something that perhaps you've done for a while, but you just feel like it's just not working out. So I feel like you're doing something completely different because you feel like you haven't quite reached your full potential in that area. Now I'm going to pull a card here because it could be, if you're connecting it to love, for example, there could be, if you've gone through a separation, you may be trying to recalibrate your emotions and trying to remain in balance there. You may be going through a divorce and you're trying to find mental peace. You're trying to refocus, regroup, and although you're longing for the good old days or even pining, because we have that retrograde in Mercury, of course, you could be pining for past situations. You may not want the person, but you may long for the connection, or you may be longing to move on or longing for freedom from this situation. So it doesn't have to be about love, but I feel this person is wistfully looking at the moon. Now the moon represents dreams, illusions, but also all those birds represent freedom. So I feel like you've been longing or pining for freedom from a situation, especially when you're starting with a Tower energy. It feels like something's been like stuck for you for a while and it needs to be unlocked, okay? You do have a lot of potential. You're very talented and gifted. As I said, the Magician card actually indicates you have a lot of power, but sometimes you may actually give away your power, my beautiful Gemini, to people who try to sabotage you or people who sometimes may suggest, if you don't do things their way, they may suggest that you're actually causing drama or that you are sabotaging because they're trying to control the situation. But the Magician card indicates you're going to refocus over the next 4 to 5 weeks and accomplish whatever it is you set out to, because this is a card of accomplishment. It's a card of confidence, skill, taking action, and focus, concentration, okay? This is a card of manifesting your desires into reality, but you may have felt like you're always just longing for something and it never shows up. It's always the same. You're like, you may have even done a lot of like divining there with, checking out tarot cards or tarot readers. You may have even had personal readings and things like that. And it's like you're always thinking of the things that these people say or I say and things like that, but it just doesn't manifest for you in the way that you're hoping for. And it starts to tick away at your brain. And it's almost like with the Five of Swords, it's a card of conflict. It's a card of mental anxiety. It's like, no matter how much I try and reach a situation or try and manifest, it never works out. So I'm just going to pull a card on this for you, because I actually feel like you may be doing things in a traditional way of what is expected of you. And now you're like, you know what? I'm fed up of taking that route because it just doesn't work. So I'm doing something differently. So whether it's a high level commitment that you're looking for, I feel like you're letting go of past ways of doing things in order to embrace something new. It brings you, it's almost like you're saying, you know what, I'm me. I'm always going to be me. So therefore, I'm just going to march to the beat of my own drum and I'm going to attract what I am vibrating in this moment. So let me just pull a card on that because I'm getting a real strong reaction energy to that. Can you please clarify the Magician, the Five of Swords, and the Longing card? King of Wands. That power, okay, that passion, being an influencer, okay? The King of Wands basically means to influence your circumstances, to take the initiative. And I feel like that motivation, that vitality, that boldness is returning to you after a period of maybe feeling like your energy was scattered or you were wasting your time in a situation. Now you could be wasting your time in a love relationship. Sometimes we can be with a person and think, you know what, I love that person, but I just feel like it's not right, or I feel empty, or something just needs to change, and it's not. So you feel like you need to shake things up a little bit. The King of Wands can also be that if you are longing for change in your career or in some area of your life, maybe even a personal development situation, it's like you need to take the initiative. But this is a card of influence. You being inspired and having confidence to look at your visions and not be closed off to new ideas. So it's almost like, for example, we've always been taught at college, or from a young age, you go to college, you get your degree or your master's or whatever, you save your money in the bank, you get a 9-to-5 office job or something like that. We've always been told job security, blah, 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 blah. Those are the routes, the traditional routes that we are sort of invited to uptake when we are growing up. So we kind of just expect that that's going to be the way it is. But then as you start to mature and you start to reach out and investigate things further, you notice, oh, I could be an entrepreneur. I could set up my own business. Actually, I don't have to take a traditional route and be a doctor or a lawyer, or I could be an artist. I could be, a helper. I could be, someone who works in counseling. I could be someone who works night shifts as a security guard. There's so many different things that you could be, and I feel like you are embracing that level of choice to sort of like break through expectations, whether there's expectations upon you or the ones that you've built for yourself. I feel like you're blowing that all out of the water and you're restructuring the way that you look at things. To have 2 5s here, I really feel like you're changing difficult circumstances and it's almost like you're turning something negative or sad or difficult into something really positive. You're taking control. I just get this energy of you're taking control of the situation. Now the 5 of Swords is in this position, so it's like I got it in the reverse at first. Okay, so I feel like something has been causing you mental unrest. Okay, something that perhaps you've found it very hard to move on from, but you're getting peace. Okay, someone or something has been causing trouble. Maybe someone has been abusing their power over you, or a situation has. You're definitely learning more about this situation. We got the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant is the inner teacher, the inner wisdom. So I feel like you're trying to gain mental peace and almost like get through a difficult situation and have faith. Now they're actually giving me a song as I'm listening, as I'm reading this card or feeling the energy from this card. The song is coming through, so I'm just going to listen to that one moment, please. Okay. Keep your head up. Keep your heart strong. No, 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 no. Keep your mind set in your ways. Keep your heart strong. Okay. Now this song, I want to say I've heard it before, but I can't really tell. Normally I can sort of tell when I've heard a song before or not, but I'm not really sure 100% on this. Masculine energy sings this song. I almost want to say Ben. I want to say Ben, but I can't get anything more than that. Okay, on it. I'll always be honest and say when I can't quite grasp it. So they're just giving me this song, and I mean, keep your head held high or something. Keep your head up. Keep your heart strong. That was it. So this is about you following your heart, knowing that there's something better. Keep your head held high, which is kind of like integrity. So if you've been going through a difficult period, I feel like you may shock a lot of people. Like, you know what? I'm not taking your BS anymore. I'm not taking this anymore. I'm leaving all this behind. The Hierophant is a card of having faith, but it's also a card of being a mentor. Okay, so some of you, you may actually decide to leave a career and go into teaching, or you may leave teaching and go into another career. The Hierophant is all about kicking back in this position, something that perhaps you followed like a traditional route, but suddenly you're like, it's not working anymore. So you're going to kick back against that, and you're going to do something different. Now I want to pull another card on this. Okay, I'm just going to pull another card on the Hierophant. Some of you may feel called to learn a new hobby, or uptake a hobby that you used to do, that you've been longing to do, but you haven't been able to find time. The 5 of Swords says, don't sabotage yourself on this. Don't say, oh, I don't have enough time. I can't do this. I can't do that. This is something you're calling. Something is calling to you. They're indicating, listen to the calling. Okay. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Now this is about unbalance, being unbalanced, and the Nine of Wands is like not giving up on something. Tower again. Okay, so it's unusual to get two towers in a reading, which means there is radical change going on in your chart right now. Two of Pentacles in the reverse is like, it's almost like there's no choice. You have to shake things up. You've tried everything. Okay, I also feel like you're intensely focused on something that you want to accomplish. You've been thinking about it for a long time, whether it's, you know, wanting to find love, whether it is to be able to earn more money. The Tower is like smashing things right out of the park. It's like, you know that you've been struggling for a long time. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, someone who persists and is nearly there, but is cautious because every time they make a step, they feel like they have to make another step and another step and another step, and they're nearly there, but they're never there, right? So I just get this energy of stop, wait, look around. I mean, it would be foolish of me to say, my beautiful Gemini, with two Towers and a Nine of Wands, that is a very cautious energy. It's like, keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to pull a card with a different deck because the Tower, now, you know, the outcome energy is really positive, but sometimes the Tower can feel uncomfortable when there's change, okay? I'm sort of clarifying the resistance position, the thing that's against us. And when we got the Tower energy there, it can mean that this is something outside of yourself, perhaps, that's going to cause a temporary discomfort. Could also be the effects of the changes you're making. The Tower is to take a leap of faith, to come unstuck, to liberate yourself from something that has been stagnant or you've been denying or avoiding for a while. Five of Pentacles. Now, Five of Pentacles is to worry about loss. It could be to worry about money or to feel like you don't have enough. It also connects to difficulty. So every card, like Nine of Wands is difficulty, Five of Pentacles, difficulty. So there's something here you've been struggling with. And I mean, the Five of Pentacles is also a card of longing. It could be longing to gain control, to find balance. It could also be that you're cutting back. It's a card of savings as well. So I keep getting this energy of savings. So financially, your reading is a little bit complex, my beautiful Gemini, but can you please clarify one more? But there is a new opportunity coming on in. So the Four of Cups is actually, in the reverse, a very positive card. It means there's a new outlook. If you're doing something differently, and you're shaking up the status quo, then a new option becomes available because you're doing something different. If you do what you always did, you're always going to get the same outcome. You know, that boring kind of same old day, just different day, same old thing. So with that Four of Cups in the reverse, this indicates that the universe is actually bringing you something on in, something that's going to fulfill you, something that's a surprise, okay? Because in the upright, it's like being closed off to opportunity. It's like nothing is working, so you feel fed up. You're not even paying attention to the new opportunity that's coming on in. So I feel like you're finding an alternative route. So this could be an alternative route to saving money or doing a new job, but something you've been struggling with, that you felt stuck, like you've hit a brick wall. You're coming unstuck, and I see it as a positive thing, but it may feel uncomfortable or it may feel nerve-wracking, anxiety. Five of Swords is like tension. But know that there is peace of mind here. Some of you, for example, may have gone through a divorce and you have been trying to process that level of loss or sadness or longing, and I feel like you're moving past this energy. Okay, some of you have been feeling left out in the cold when it comes to love, and you're trying to temper your emotions and really decide to find or make adjustments in your life to focus on love. and you know, there's a high level commitment coming on in. I do feel like you'll meet somebody who's a very deep thinker, someone, you may even have a choice actually, but I feel like you're meeting someone, if you're looking for love, someone who's got their own business, someone who gives really great advice, someone actually cares, someone who's very protective of love, someone who leads with their heart and, you know, is very independent. So I actually feel like there is someone coming on in for you if you are looking for love. If you're in a relationship already, I feel like there may have been tension in the relationship, maybe a few little extra arguments than usual, but I do see that this will pass. You may brood on it for a while, but I actually see that having an honest, open conversation and, you know, getting the truth of how each other feel allows the relationship to deepen, and I feel compassion comes into the mix. Okay, the outcome energy for you is the one who divines future choice judgment. So even though you feel like you may not have a choice in a situation, there are some options opening up towards you in around about October time. Okay, I would say around about third week of October. This is something that is foreseen. So either you went and visited a seer, a scryer, or someone, because they're actually showing me a fortune cookie in the water right now. So either you actually got a fortune cookie and it said an opportunity is on the horizon or something like that, or new love will adorn your door or something. They're showing me a fortune cookie, so they're indicating that actually you may just see it as like, oh, it was just like a joke fortune cookie that I got with my food or that I got as a gift. But actually, there's some truth to it. They want you to be aware of that, okay? I feel like there's some sort of risk here that you're taking. It's almost like a chance, an opportunity. It's going to work out in your favor, okay? The Death card there and the Seven of Hearts there indicates change that is really positive. It gives you options. It allows you to dream. It allows your visions to come to a reality. So the Judgment card is also a card of being at a fork in the road, reevaluating, and, you know, removing the things that hinder you in order to rebirth and sort of renew your energy and head in the right direction, or make a decision about what path is right for you. We've also got the one who listens, understanding, witness, compassion. So if there's something here you're thinking about setting up, whether it's a new business, I definitely see someone who's going to give you some good advice. This person, they listen to your concerns and they actually help you with some really good advice. Some of you may be looking at videos online for good advice, and you may find someone who's really good at, or really great at giving advice, but someone who speaks to your heart. Listening to your heart is important. They've got witness, compassion. I'm just going to pull a card on that, witness, compassion. Because the word witness is really like, you may have witnessed something shocking, and you may be sort of conflicted about whether you speak up about it, because we've got the King of Swords, someone who's mulling this over, but ultimately the truth is everything. But you're thinking before you act on that truth. So it can mean the Emperor in reverse, the Ten of Wands, the Strength card, and the Devil. So either this is a person or a situation that is abusing their power. Could be a boss, because emperors tend to be a boss. Could also be like establishments, global establishments. I mean, the emperor represents authority, power, but when it's in reverse, it's like someone who's poorly governing, or someone who is abusing their power, and it's causing a lot of hardship. It's causing a lot of baggage and stress. And you're trying to be strong. I mean, I keep getting this energy of you feeling like either you don't have options or you don't have control over a situation, and you found things really difficult. But the Ten of Wands is a card of strength also. I know you got the Strength card there, but the Ten of Wands is an indicator of someone who is very strong, strong enough to face the journey and accomplish whatever it is you set out to do. Now, you may be feeling really exhausted. You may have felt that you've had to be strong, you're working overtime, and you're burnt out, or you're overloaded with worry or stress or strain. But the Ten of Wands is such an important card because it does remind you that you're about to set down your heavy load. There's about to be a respite. There's a period of new beginnings. So I feel like you're clearing space. You're releasing the excess and clearing the way for new beginnings, whether that's new relationships, new job situations, I mean, some of you may be strong enough to stand up to a boss or an authoritarian figure where you're like, no, I'm just not doing it like this anymore. For example, if you're being asked to do more work and they're just putting more and more on your plate, but they're not showing you the cash to sort of reflect the amount of effort that you're doing, some of you may be like, you know, can we have a conversation, because I think I'm due a little bit of a pay rise because I'm doing a little bit more than one person's work, and it would be nice if it was reflected in my pay packet. So I feel some of you may be having that conversation, or at least thinking about it as we move throughout the time period. We got the Devil card here, so some of you, you know, if it's a toxic environment that's been causing you a lot of stress, or I feel like you've been strong. You've had to be strong, but you will overcome this difficulty. I see you regaining control. I see you speaking your truth. I actually see you moving ahead. Some of you may even leave a toxic work environment or a toxic relationship or a pattern that has been emulated in a relationship in order to free yourself up. Liberation. Okay, because the Devil card, it's not an evil card. It can represent a blockage. It can also represent a constraint that we have built, or a problem that we have built in our own mind that is actually an illusion, like fear, that is of our own doing, that prevents us from moving forward or holds us back. So I feel some of you, it could be your focus. Sometimes, you know, with the Magician card in this position with the Five of Swords and the Hierophant, some of you, you know, you may feel that you've been procrastinating, or that you feel powerless in a situation, or you feel uneasy, a little bit anxious, and you're trying to learn how to refocus or focus on the things that are most important to put yourself in a really good position. I keep coming up with this really odd message in your reading. So, I mean, we've just come out of Virgo season, so the transition between Virgo and Libra tends to be really bumpy. So it will be easier when I approach the monthly readings. But the Emperor energy sees you successful, sees you protecting yourself and your position, sees you regaining your power. You're a natural born leader with this card. This is a card of success. It can also mean that, you know, for example, with those three cards together, it can mean that you're thinking about getting some really good advice regarding finances or how to protect your money, or you're thinking about setting up your own business, or you are an entrepreneur and you're trying to make progress. Some of you may actually be partnering up to get some really good advice from somebody, or be really influenced by somebody in order to expand on your business or your finances. I see these as really good cards for an outcome. So I feel like your future is actually really positive. The Emperor card is about taking control, using the plan that you've got, strategizing, and safeguarding yourself for the future. It's also a card of respect. Respect in the workplace, respect in relationships, and respect for yourself. Now, if it's that you have been grieving a relationship that was toxic, I feel like you're regaining your confidence, regaining your focus, and you're empowering yourself by seeing what you deserve and what you value. Okay, you should be valuing yourself, of course. Something my guides gave me a couple of months ago, or a couple of weeks ago rather, which was sometimes, well, no, not sometimes, but all the time, most of the time, we deserve a lot more than we want. We deserve more than what we want, okay? Because sometimes we look at ourselves like we are less deserving. We don't mean to, but it's important to remember that you deserve more than what you normally ask for or want. The King of Swords is, you know, deep thinking. And you are a deep, deep thinker. This is your sign. This is your card, my beautiful Gemini. This is you. This is about you being really precise, being really discerning, cutting out the things that are making you sad or not working, things that just are not necessary for you anymore on the next part of your journey. Really getting strategic, you know, analyzing situations, negotiating better deals for yourself. Some of you may be looking at rules and regulations that may be implemented and be like, you know what, that doesn't apply to me, or I don't want it to apply to me, or I feel like, you know, I'm good by myself, thanks very much, don't try to control me. This is an energy of you standing in your power. Okay, but also this is a card of how you see the foundation of who you are right now and how it affects your present moment and your future. And you have the card of future here. So I feel like a lot of you standing up for your rights, you know, whether it's in work or in love, or I just get this energy of you learning as well, learning about or absorbing knowledge in order to have a peace of mind. So some of you, as I said, may be compelled to take courses of learning online or in groups of people to connect to a hobby or something you're really good at, a skill that perhaps you've neglected. Some of you are going to shock a lot of people by shaking up your immediate circumstances, but it's all for you. I feel like you're walking your truth and you are sort of empowering yourself. The Nine of Pentacles is being really self-reliant. Okay, it is also about self-control. It's about saving. It's also about putting foundations in place to safeguard your future. The Nine of Pentacles is all about enjoying your single life or enjoying yourself, and actually attracting financial gain. Okay, living a life of self-sufficiency. So some of you may be getting really clear or building a strategy or plan to sort of like, with the Emperor card, because right now in the water, they're showing me like fields and trees. Some of you may be like wanting to connect with the land, grow food, if you're lucky enough to have like a garden or something like that. Or even if you've got like a balcony, you know, like here, like, you know, you may be like growing tomatoes or, you know, herbs and things like that. I just get this energy of you wanting to reconnect to simpler things and simpler times, and this energy of you really, I just keep getting this energy of rebirthing or rejuvenating yourself. I mean, they're even highlighting right now the snake. So the snake is about rebirth. It's about shedding old skin. It's about revitalizing your spirits and leaving that which you do not need behind. Some of you may set up your own business or be in the process of doing that, or you are an entrepreneur and you're expanding your business. Things are growing for you. There's more money coming on in for you towards the end of the month. If you're looking for love, I would say there's definitely someone coming on in. But I feel like your focus at this time is about strategy, planning, success. You're more invested in career or money or your resources, protecting what you already have gained. And I see you thinking about marriage or a high-level commitment as a secondary thought, but you will manifest that which you are longing for into your life. So if you are looking for new love, it is showing up for you, okay? But it may not be your immediate focus. So I'm just going to go and get some final cards before we close your reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? What do they need to know? What do they need to be aware of? Can you please? Thank you so much. So we've got Divine Masculine. Be willing to take risks, but remain unattached to the outcome. Rejection, let them turn their back on you. We've got Love, and we've got the Spirit Dance. So Divine Masculine. Now, it's interesting because even in a different deck, my beautiful Gemini, number 16 is the Tower. You got number 16 here. 1616 is going to be a very important number for you, okay? Watch out for it in terms of numerical synchronicity. Now, also that song, whilst it gave really good advice, this is also a catalyst for change for you. You may hear this on a radio. You may hear it just after the reading. It symbolizes there's something really good coming your way. Even throughout all the hardships and the struggle, there's something good. There's a light at the end of your tunnel. So don't worry about that. There's something really good and positive headed your way. And that song will remind you when you hear about it, okay? It says here, be willing to take risks, but remain unattached to the outcome. Structure, take charge, action, a man. Now, male or female, not a gender-specific reading. It's about the energy. But I do see you taking charge, regaining your power, and shaking things up a little bit to restructure your life. Now, we got rejection here, and that did show up at the beginning of your reading, okay? It's number 31. Rejection, let them turn their back on you. They are not meant to be in your life. Ignored, no support, false promises, done, okay? So whether that is something that you lost before you came to this reading, or you felt rejected from an opportunity, a promotion, raise, or a love relationship, know that whatever is meant for you will never pass you by, my beautiful Gemini. They just said to me, it is written. It is written, okay? They wanted me to be clear. It is written. So they're indicating that there are, we all have divine choice, but also there is divine order. So there are some things that are plotted as a plot point along on our journey, and then we also get free-flowing movement throughout our journey as well. So do remember that there are good things coming. We also have love, Okay, as I said, there is love coming, but it may be a secondary thought process for you. It says true love will find you and it will awaken your soul. Romance, loving what you do, soulmate. So whether it's about a relationship that you're trying to call in, or whether it is about loving what you do, or just shaking things up because you've lost or fallen out of love with something that you do, whether it's your career, you're restructuring, you will find that your heart will lead you the way to what you need to connect to, okay? And I mean, they just said to me, love is the answer. That's what I'm hearing right now. Love is the answer. Interesting. They're showing me a really kind of like, there's like a crazy drawing or art piece that they're showing me in the water right now. I'll connect to what I can see. It's very pop art kind of thing. There's loads of illuminous pinks or neon pinks, blues, yellows, greens, and they're showing me an image of Albert Einstein with a sign saying love is the answer. And there's also a picture of, I can't tell. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, they're going to shoot the messenger when I do this. I think it's Marilyn Monroe, but it could be Madonna when she went through her Marilyn Monroe kind of look phase. I can't really place that image there, so I'm going to be honest with that. And there's lots of other things like birds and clocks and, you know, so I'm going to look up if that actually is a piece of art that's real or whether it's a collage of images. I mean, Albert Einstein was always about frequency, believed in divine timing, about matching the frequency of your soul to the thing that you want and attracting it like a magnet. Also, Albert Einstein, you know, he didn't wake up one morning and just know stuff. He sort of explored and sort of like tried new things out every time. If something didn't go well or didn't work out, he got back up again and thought, okay, that didn't work. How do I change this in order to find an alternative way to make it work? So I feel maybe that's the message. Also, I mean, if it's Marilyn Monroe or Madonna, strong energy, remembering beauty, remembering love, your heart is the key, and that actually you're very talented. So your last card here, I'm going to disconnect from that energy. It could be very precise, so I'm just going to leave that there. Last card here in this deck is a spirit dance. Life is a dance between making it happen and letting it happen. Movement, guiding spirit, flexibility. Okay, so again, that really connects to your duality energy of taking the initiative to make it happen, but also to allow it to happen, because a watch pot, it will never boil. You have to find that balance, and that's what this card is all about. This is almost like the spirit dance. It's about finding the balance between making it happen and letting it happen. As you can see, the cup at the top is about making it happen, and the cup at the bottom is about letting it happen. So it is about finding that duality. Now I'm just going to go and get some final cards before I close. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Gemini? What do they need to know? Okay, so the first card there is balance. Balance, it's so important. I mean, I don't know if you noticed this, but number 16 was your first card. And then the second card was, you know, there's release. And the Five of Cups is all about releasing that which does not serve you. So release the past, let it all go. And then we've got balance. These are your first three cards. So we're picking up on the same energy there, okay? Now, finally, now in the water right now, they're showing me a fox. Okay, and they're giving me the energy that you are strategizing, you're making really good decisions. And foxes, they thrive under pressure. They always find a way. So you may see a fox as a symbol of caution sometimes, but they're indicating that you are going to find a way to move throughout difficult times into easier times. Okay. We've got ram, perseverance, and we've got dog, friend. Okay, so it says here, you have many gifts. I think I definitely said that. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. With patience, you can reach your mountaintop. Never give up, and good luck will follow. Okay, so definitely you're moving through, and I feel like you're following your heart, but you're not giving up on something. You're just finding a really maverick way to accomplish it or get it. Okay, we've also got dog, friend. And it says here, today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and friend. Okay. So some of you with that Emperor energy, you may be feeling a lot of responsibilities for your friends or your family, for example. And, you know, I feel like you feel called to be protecting them as well as yourself, and, you know, making decisions not just for you. And I just get this energy as well that loyalty, there is someone here who has your back. Okay, there is someone here who has your back. I just want you to be aware of that. There is someone who is like an ally, who can give some really good advice, but it could also be that you're finding someone online that you really connect to and gives you really good advice for whatever it is you're looking for. Okay, I'm just going to go and get Ruin before you close. Now we got two. Normally I'll take one, but they give me two. And the first one we got here is Journey. Now this is the wheel. So this is about the wheel of life, the wheel of fortune. Also, it's about messages coming on in that are really positive. This Ruin really connects to action and taking the right action, being in control. So I definitely feel like whatever you are changing, whatever radical changes you're making, they're positive and they lead you in the right direction. You put yourself in a really good position. And we've also got, wow, you know, if you've got Pisces placements, they also got this Ruin as well. So check that out. But we've got this one here, which is the Hero Ruin, which is about potential. Now, just before I close, I just all of a sudden got a very strong, loud bell sound in my right ear. It tends to mean my guide is standing really close, but you may have also experienced that. All of a sudden in right ear, like a shift in sound. It went really silent apart from the loud bell. So that's what I'm hearing right now. Also, they're showing me a golden padlock, and there's something inscribed on this padlock. So padlocks, they represent security, but perhaps this is something that you may find over the next 4 to 5 weeks, a padlock that's got a message on it or got something written on it. It's golden is what they're showing me. A lot of things that they've been showing me right now are golden. Golden stars, golden opportunities, golden. So it must be the time period that we're moving through. Golden padlock, but they're also showing me the keys with it as well. Some of you may have just bought a padlock and key set. So it's almost like something. So for example, if something's been stuck or locked, or you feel like you've been shut out from something, they're showing me the lock and the key. So it's almost like you have the answer. You have the power to unlock the lock because you've also got the key. You hold the key. So I'm not really sure what else I can decode with that energy, so I'm going to leave that there. But this is all about the journey. You're headed in the right direction, okay? And you have a lot of potential. This is the Hero Ruin, which is about things coming to a conclusion. This is also about you finding your way and reaching your true potential. The hero never, because this is a Hero Ruin, the hero never follows other people. They go out on a limb. They do their own thing. They march to the beat of their own drum. They're a maverick. And that's who you are, my beautiful Gemini. You may be doing something differently, but if it feels right to you, then it's right, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is very important for me too. Also, just to let you know that because of the planetary alignment, 6 planets in retrograde, these readings tend to be really complex, okay? But as we move throughout Libra period, things become much more clearer and easier. So just so you're aware, the next reading will be very, very precise, okay? So I'm going to leave it like that in case it does not resonate for everyone. Thank you so much, my beautiful Gemini. Love and light.